Zack here, and welcome back to Danganronpa. So, in the last episode, we did some investigating to try and figure out what happened during Sayaka's murder, and, well, we now have some evidence that we can probably use to defend ourselves in our class trial that's coming up. So, the only thing really left to do now is to go into Monokuma's room so that we can go and, begin the class trial. So there's nothing else I can do. The game immediately put me here as soon as I found all the evidence. So we're just gonna go investigate. We have never been in here, so I'm curious what kind of room it is. You're late, Makoto. We've all been waiting for you. You don't say. I bet you were afraid you would be discovered at the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. Fair enough. Then we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it, but I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both knew that all too well. But then who is the killer? Alright, the one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us? Alright, here comes the thing from Monokuma.
Is everyone here? Okay then.
Alright.
Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom.
Okay, so this is probably Monokuma's base of operations. Why is there a courtroom in a school now that I'm thinking about it?
Where all your fates will be decided. I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
Alright, why am I'm just now realizing this? Why is there a courtroom in the basement of a school? Obviously, there's some strange stuff going on with the high school, but
What?
So whoever stuck us here took the time to set up a goddamn courtroom, huh?
Impossible.
Damn, we gotta really go through this crash trial thing, huh?
You know?
If you want to confess, I guess now's the time to do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Alright.
Hey.
There's no point in standing around here. Settle your resolve and step into the future. Let's get started. Alright, okay, so everybody's just telling... I want to see what everybody's thoughts are before we go in, though. Relax, I haven't decided 100%. Maybe, but you're obviously leaning that way.
What the heck?
I can't help but wonder whoever killed Sayaka is feeling right now. Well, did you find anything that might actually prove your innocence? I think so. Being so insistent, even though you obviously killed her, very impressive.
You know what I mean.
Well, I did my job. I'm counting on the rest of you from here on out. Well then, the time has finally come. Are you ready? Ready to stand trial for the things that I didn't even do? Yes. So the school basement has become the darkened stage. We're all here to bear witness to Mr. Nagi's final curtain call. Presumably. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well,
let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey.
Are you scared? Not really. I have plenty of evidence to prove that my innocence, so I think I'll be fine. No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. It's Sayaka's honor. I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. After I raise my voice to try and give myself courage, I turn trembling with anticipation toward the elevator. With each step forward, I can feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. Alright, well, all 13 kids are on the elevator now. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. Okay, but who built the courtroom in the basement, though? That's where I have a question. There's just, obviously whoever did all this set this up to be an elaborate death game scenario. That part has been fairly established at this point, but Who took the time to actually build a courtroom in the basement? So far, the only person we've seen is Monokuma, and I don't think he could have done it himself. I'm just being perfectly honest. Monokuma is very small. I mean, making fun of him aside, Monokuma is a very small, very scrawny-looking robot thing. I don't think he could have been able to build it all himself without help. So obviously, there's somebody else who helped him build it. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time has finally come.
Oh.
Rather than that, is it not more than just a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. And I'm curious to see what the story is. Ooh! You finally arrived! I like it already. It's very fancy, but why is it here? What do you think? Doesn't it just feel like a real courtroom? Yes. It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close. It's total shit.
Well, now.
Okay, everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up! He's a little too jolly. Well, then again, we've established that Monokuma is very much... Monokuma very much flips between what is it? He flips between skilled educator and sadistic bastard off the flip of a coin. So, yeah, he's very much at the drop of a hat. He can just switch between the two, and he's very terrifying. Yeah. Time to figure out who killed who. The seats are arranged in a giant circle. And, of course, the two people who aren't there are marked out with X's. God, that's terrifying. I'm only now thinking about that. That's a little bit scary. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else. Which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer the tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. Alright. A deadly riddle, a deadly offense, a deadly faith. A deadly flash trial. Okay, apparently we're saving for the pre-trial. We're saving for the trial. I'm gonna save then. If the game is telling me to save, it's probably a good idea to save. Open e-handbook. Alright, we should probably review our evidence first and foremost before we even begin to get into this. Okay, so the Monokuma the victim was Zack. We already know who the victim is. Time of death is estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. The body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. The death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound to the abdomen, and her right wrist appears to have been fractured. Alright, evidence of a struggle. There are no scratches and gouges on the bedroom walls in Makoto's room. Replica Sword. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. God damn, why do... I don't think I've ever actually complained about this. But something I should bring up that other people have also brought up is that, the control... Okay, so I have the controller, the two of the controllers here. You can probably... Hold on. Okay, so you can probably tell, but the buttons on these are flipped. You can probably tell, but the buttons are flipped. And on top of that, I play with both of these fairly regularly. So... Yeah, you can probably tell. I constantly flip them in my goddamn brain, and I constantly forget which one I'm using. All right. Well, in any case, Makoto took this from Jim Anjue and put it in his room. The sword was found out of its sheath and on the floor in the middle of the room. The sword handle was missing some of the gold coating, as was part of the blade. All right. Breathless short sheath. Makoto took this from the sheath was found some distance from the sword itself and shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. And if you were going to attack someone with a sword, you would almost certainly remove the sheath first. Okay. Switching rooms. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into her room and she became frightened. Toolkit. This had been placed in Makoto's room before he arrived and remained unopened, and there's no evidence of having ever been used. All the other male students claim they haven't used theirs either, but still. I mean, to be fair, the toolkit could be useful. Makoto's room cleanliness. Not a single hair was found on the floor of the crime scene of the crime. In addition, the lint roller shows evidence of being used. Sayaka's right wrist. Sayaka's right wrist has been fractured and her hair. Okay. In addition, her hair has appeared to be completely clean except for the index finger on her left hand, which had some blood on it. Dying message. Serial numbers had been written on the blood in Makoto's bathroom wall. 11037. It's assumed that Sayaka wrote these numbers while leaning up against the wall as she lay dying. Alright. Bathroom door frame. The Makoto's bathroom door was difficult to open due to not quite the fourth thing. For the only two people who knew the trick to opening it were Makoto, the room's owner, and Sayaka, the victim. Alright. Makoto's bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding it in place had all been partially or completely removed. Alright. Okay, well, we've already got a contradiction there. People have claimed that the toolkits haven't been opened or used, but, there's clearly evidence to the contrary since the door has been opened by removing the screws. The light place of the door to Sayaka and Makoto's room were apparently switched at some point. So how did people know that the rooms were different? Kitchen knife set. The kitchen knife in the kitchen dining hall, as I said, and the kitchen knife's apparently one of the knives has gone missing. The knife in the kitchen went missing while Aoi was in the dining room. Dining hall. I swear said Makoto did not come into the dining hall at any point while she was there. Okay, so there's apparently a trash room on the school is blocked up by a security gate that can only be opened with a trash room key. Incinerator. The incinerator is activated by a switch on the machine. Hifumi was on cleaning duty and claims that the last time he saw the incinerator was off. However, when Makoto checked it after the incident, the incinerator was on. It was in fact on. Distance from the gate to the incinerator was roughly 30 feet. Burnt shirt piece. A piece of burnt clothing was found next to the incinerator in the trash room and apparently part of the shirt cuff and has a noticeable blood stain on it. Shattered crystal ball. Shards of glass were found next to the incinerator in the trash room. As it turns out, the glass ball would have fit comfortably in the palm of a person's hand. Apparently, Yasuhiro left the ball in the laundry room in the accident, so anyone could have come along and taken it. Wait, wasn't this found next to the button? Hold on. I think I know what happened. Somebody threw their stuff into the incinerator from a distance, and then used the ball to turn it on. Okay, I think I have a case now. Somebody used the glass scrying ball to turn the incinerator on without needing the key. Obviously, since Hifumi was the only one who had the key. Okay, I think I have an idea of what's going on now. I think I have a case. Set skills. Cool and composed. I only have the 2 skills, so this isn't gonna help me. I only have a handful of skills. I only have the 2, right? Studies your aim a little effective during the non-stop debate in the Hangman's Gambit. Okay, so I don't have any of these, but I think those are the only 2 skills I have, so I think I'm in a good place. Finished preparations. Alright, time for the trial.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
everybody dies.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Okay.
And
Well,
the killer really is one of us, right?
of course, nobody else could have done it. Nobody else could have. That's the thing.
Of course.
Yeah, Monokuma's the only one who was a witness to the whole incident, so he's the only one who knows for sure who actually did it. Obviously, he's the one who can be the most impartial here. As wrong as that is, because it's Monokuma, he's the only one here I actually trust to give us a fair and impartial trial, since he's the only one who knows all the facts. Which is interesting in and of itself. He watched the whole thing unfold and just kind of wanted us to figure it out.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hands.
Really? That's not gonna work.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Yeah.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
I suppose so.
What's going on with those pictures?
Those are the people who have died. That should be obvious.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
That's creepy, but I think I understand that. That's a pretty sentimental thing, all things considered.
Friendship penetrates?
That's not a... Okay, fun.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
That is a good point.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started.
Alright.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Alright. It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. And we gotta figure out who's who. The first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely! I want to know how this works because I'm very terrified that this is gonna be about how this is gonna work. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Alright, so now that and that's why it's important to actually go through our truth bullets. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim and then fire with the X button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the plus button during these arguments, you can reveal the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, okay. Make your argument. Alright.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Alright.
You know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom.
Yeah?
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Now, something's about what was just said. Because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation for what happened in my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If you're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Okay, within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots are real important, though not always inaccurate sections of a person's statement. Your truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by pressing down the B button. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that, and the murder took place
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know, and the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the
Okay.
bathroom. So it seems most like the killer must have taken her by surprise. She didn't even.
Alright, well, we know what... Alright. Alright.
I assert
Okay.
that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka
Okay, well, how do
Maizono.
I... Hold on, wait, isn't it plus to influence gauge? This is concentration by holding down the R button. You can... Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you know that part already.
Okay, so what am I doing?
Place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that
Wait, what am I
the killer
doing?
must
How do
have taken
I...
her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
It says hold down the L button.
She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, you know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
Help. I need help. I don't know understand what I'm doing. Okay.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Wait, I know what
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, and the murder took place in the bathroom.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, you know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Okay, well, how do I... Okay, so I need to... How do I open up a weak spot?
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss
I'm not
Sayaka
understanding what I'm
Maizono.
supposed to do.
Yeah, you know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah,
Well,
you
what am
know
I
that
doing?
part already.
I'm doing something wrong.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So So it seems most likely that
Oh, I
he
gotta.
must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
There we go. There we go. Now we got it.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
Alright, we got evidence now.
With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
Absolutely. And now I know what I'm doing.
Between who and who?
Well,
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She
no.
must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
That
The
makes
killer
good more
followed
sense.
her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Now we need to dissect it a little bit more.
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Yep, it is. Let's keep going. We can determine what was used to kill Sayaka. I know what was used to kill Sayaka.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
Alright.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
Alright, well now we know what we need to do to actually progress the trial. Because the object was thrust in Sayaka's stomach. It was almost certainly the knife that disappeared from a certain location.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach.
I know what we're doing.
Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
I know what we're doing.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
No.
Actually... Alright. Well, now we're doing what we need to do.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
Yep.
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Fair. Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us?
Someone had to have been in the
I
kitchen.
mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Now we have more. Now we have another opportunity
Let's
for.
draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well,
Okay.
we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
Actually,
I
it
don't
might.
think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
Okay.
You really
Well, I can do
believe
it.
that?
We have to. She's right. There gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely, please. You can concentrate by holding down the orb. I've already figured that out. While you're concentrating, now most time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. And that will give me more time to actually... On top of that, still steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating these like this consumes the focus gauge, and if that gauge empties, you can't concentrate. But the focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well, then good luck and have fun. Alright, well now that we know what we're doing. Always a count.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. Nobody was in the dining hall.
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Alright, we know exactly where that is.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
And we know for a fact that that's true.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Yeah, there we go.
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
You didn't see me go in the kitchen. Well, yeah. I wanted to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea and went back into the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, so that's...
think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall, but I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Perfect.
Okay, then what about this?
Uh-oh.
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Well, okay then.
Idiot swimmer girl?
That's just rude.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
Probably.
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Probably. That's a good point to bring up.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So there's no benefit to actually helping.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Exactly.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Exactly. It's meant to keep people to make sure that all murders are done on their lonesome.
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Well, now they know.
Good grief. Enough already. No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case.
Alright, perfect. And now we know that there never will be, because now obviously we know that now they know about the accomplice rule.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did!
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife.
Alright.
So I'm not the killer.
Yeah, we have evidence to prove that now, so we're good.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
That's a good question.
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I think I can. Ah!
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
Alright.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Yeah.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
No.
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
Yeah, she wouldn't have left
You
at 1:30.
stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
No,
We're
I don't
not
think so.
allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
They're both girls, you jackass.
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
Yeah.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Who?
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Because it wasn't relevant until now.
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here. Are you talking about... It's either Sayaka or,
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
So Sayaka was indeed the only other person who could have gone to the dining hall, but she's not here. So why was Sayaka in the dining hall? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... Sayaka!
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
Seems like.
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
Alright, so she got stabbed with her own knife. That's an interesting thing. She probably took it for self-defense, I guess, and it was used against her.
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
Yeah, basically.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
Yeah, to be fair... to be fair, we took a sword for self-defense, but, I don't know.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it?
That would make sense.
In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
That's...
What?
And now we're back to me being accused.
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
Yep, but now we're back to people pointing fingers at me.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say?
Thank you, Kyoko. That's very helpful.
Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Alright, well now we have the...
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, we're getting to the heart of the truth now, I think.
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes. First Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely, please. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around, and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim and press A button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, you run out, if you run out of time, you fail. Well, then good luck and have fun. Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. That must be the most crucial point. We can just figure out what that something is. Oh. Hangman's Gambit. What are we doing? 4 letters? Oh, I know what we're doing.
Now I understand.
You're right, there was no hair. There should have been hair.
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
There we go.
The culprit removed some evidence?
Yes.
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
Fair enough.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
That makes sense, does it not?
Yeah, it does a little bit.
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
So to hide the fact that the killer was in there.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Doesn't seem like, no.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Yep.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
I would like
and now
to
we're gonna
hear
get into
these
those
reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
Yeah.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
That's a good point.
It's fairly certain that the killer had
Right,
some
that's
trouble
because the
getting
screws
into
were
the
undone.
bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Yes. The killer struggled getting into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke. Alright, we know what we're doing. Bathroom doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Yes.
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
My
The
doorknob.
for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
Well, I'm sure we'll get to that.
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
Yeah, basically, because the only person who knows about the door, because the door doesn't lock.
But if
We
the
know
only
this.
choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
There kind of
You
is.
still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
I'm interested. Kiriko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice at first, but is there really a key? Is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about the non-step debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now this is important because your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. And I think I know which one it is. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, so I need to keep an eye on what I'm doing. Bathroom door frame, that's the one I want.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Nothing there, nothing wrong there.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
Yeah.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, because it doesn't lock. It doesn't lock.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes. Yes. Now that you mention it, that is true.
Yep, now I have a lead.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because the lock is busted. Because the frame is busted.
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
Yeah, the door doesn't quite work, does it? I mean, there's nothing really we can change about that.
That's not lucky at all.
No, it is not.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
Yes.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Yep. The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. So they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know that was...
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
Yeah, and we know the evidence for that.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know exactly what it is.
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Exactly.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Yeah, he's got a
Definitely
point.
Something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Exactly. Well, we seem to have averted suspicion from
That
ourselves.
is a definite possibility.
Yeah.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms? Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Yeah, now we're on the point where we've alleviated any suspicion from ourselves. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
That's a good point, isn't it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
We all die, I think.
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
No. Not in the
Yeah,
slightest.
Our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Alright, well, we still have some
Any
evidence.
other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Okay.
Oh, you.
Yeah, what is
You
it?
sound so disappointed.
Why is everybody picking on Oi? That's funny, but it's mean.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Alright.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Because we swapped keys as well.
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
No,
I don't
it's
think
not.
so. That seems way too convenient.
Then, maybe someone picked the lock?
That's the only thing that can make sense.
Negative. If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way.
That's a fair point.
They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place.
Oh.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Alright, because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Zack could let someone in. Isn't this one of the Night in America trade rooms and room keys? Present.
I got it!
We know this is it.
Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone. If I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she's been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh?
That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want you to talk to you more about, just the two of us. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Alright, check the nameplates and make sure you don't get the wrong rooms, okay? Alright.
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it.
When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes.
Yeah, everybody knows how to do that technique. It's pretty well known.
Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Interesting.
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Which means it was Sayaka.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No.
No, I didn't. But...
Then that points to Sayaka.
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then that note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Creepy but fair point for me.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yes, please.
Very well.
Please
then.
explain.
Pay attention.
Okay, we're in another non-stop debate, I think. Make your argument. Dorm nameplates.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yeah.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone wrote that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Yeah.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said,
they would have come to
not
Makoto's
have
room.
any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Alright, well, time to reflip. Killer went in my room and says Sayaka's, and the reason for that is... It had to be because of what got switched between me and Sayaka's rooms. Alright.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Alright, well, now we know what we're doing.
The place they were asked to come to. It specifically says...
Oh, that doesn't work. Your meaningless words tire me. Please stop wasting my time. I need to consider... Oh, okay, that was the wrong contradiction.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Yeah.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was...
And now we got it. Now we know what we're doing here.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Exactly.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name.
Yeah, that's the point.
And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
Alright, so now we know what we're doing.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Yeah.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Yes.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Yeah, it wasn't me at all.
Right?
So it would have had to have been Sayaka.
Okay, then who did it?
Sayaka! The only one person who can switch the nameplates. The only other person who knew that we had switched rooms. Sayaka!
I got it!
Oh, we got a
Me
hard
and
point back.
Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
Yeah, we
You
know
can
what we're
also
doing.
infer as much from her note.
Something we're talking about, just two of us in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates and make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate.
Which means that she knew that she specifically called out the fact that the nameplates were switched, and trick somebody into going into the wrong room.
She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
That's a
She
good point.
wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably
The murder.
whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
That is the
We
best.
figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
Yep, that's
But
the
we
evidence.
still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Yeah, but that is a logical leap to take. Whoever got invited over has to have been the murderer.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes?
Yes.
Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
Yeah.
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
I found it, basically.
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
But how the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Well, there's evidence for it. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Where is it? Sayaka's... Yeah.
I got it!
And we got our health
All you have to do
back.
is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
Yeah, it's the gold paint
It
flaking off
sure
the
is.
sword.
Specifically, the gold coating from the Replica Sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
That's what broke her hand.
Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Yeah, we're at the point. What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Absolutely. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with this next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spot, only the one of the bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the L button to rotate. Okay, that's why that wasn't working earlier when I was trying to test it. It wasn't a mechanic until now, and the game didn't tell me it wasn't a mechanic until now. Press and release the L button to cycle through each bullet, or you can hold the L button with the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded in the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright, so... Alright, so...
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, because that's wrong. Because we know the sheath was a thing.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the
we
sword's
know.
sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Exactly.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Yeah, because Mono's a little bit slow.
If
Makes
the
sense.
sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
Yep.
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Yeah, so somebody used the sheath to defend themselves.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse.
Yeah,
In
that's
that
what makes sense to me
situation,
too.
There wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
And until
You're
later.
saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife.
Yeah.
Means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
And it would have to have been Sayaka, since she's the only one who would have been in an opportunity to get the
I
knife.
think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too.
No.
Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Yeah, but then why would they need the knife if they used the sword?
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Part of her body that shows she never used a sword. If you want to use a sword, which point of the body would you have to touch it? Her palms.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right?
Yeah, her palms
of
didn't
her
have any
hands
gold.
were perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Because the glitter on the sword
Like
was
I said
sticky.
before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands.
And
There's
yet
really
Saika
no
doesn't have
way
any
she
on
could
it.
have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Unlikely.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Those two sentences don't play in the slightest.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Saika watched the cold going off her hands because there's certain regulations it talks about what happened. The water was off.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower.
Okay.
Oh my.
Yeah, thank you.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Saika. Saika.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
Yeah.
We already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Which means Saika had intended to kill the killer, and he killed her in self-defense, it seems.
And the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka.
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Yeah, now we have the evidence. So Saika lured the killer into her room, or rather, my room specifically, and then tried to kill him, and then the killer turned the tables on her and killed her instead.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Yep. What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in.
That's pretty obviously,
and it's
yeah.
true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation.
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Yeah. But, we're pals. That seems strange.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
Seems like.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates.
To make it look like I was the one who did
She
it.
wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret.
Yeah, pretty much.
If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
Yeah, basically, it seems. That's interesting.
Doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
Just a little bit.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior.
No,
I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
And now Makoto is feeling betrayed.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
That's a good point.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Seems like.
Holy shit!
And that makes me a little uncomfortable.
But in the end, her plan backfired.
And obviously she's the one who died, and now we know. So whoever was her quote unquote, whoever was her intended murder victim is it might be confirmed to actually be the culprit.
She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
Yeah.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Yeah, pretty much. It was self-defense.
Just hold on! That can't be true!
It kind of is. That's where the case seems to be leading us.
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument.
Uh-oh.
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it.
You're not being helpful either.
Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
That's a fair point, but we're getting to the point. So then, I don't think we derailed the argument, but it definitely seems that like we have some
right
information.
Now, you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Yep. Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Actually, we do have a couple of clues. We know that's whoever got into the bathroom had unscrewed the doorknob, but obviously nobody has touched their toolkit yet, so where's the clue there? Dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we've found up to this point.
Okay. Well, we have evidence.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
Well, I have the evidence. I know what I'm doing. Still one clue left, I'm sure of it. Sayaka left it on the wall she was leaning up against. Alright, so we need to...
just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
There we go.
It's wrong.
We got one clue left.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
She left a message while she died.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yes, we have conclusive evidence to prove that. There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message. And I can prove it.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes,
Okay.
I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Unless...
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Yeah, that's the only other explanation I could have thought of.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers.
Yeah.
Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Yeah, there's a big... I didn't notice that. There's a big smear in between the two of them. But it's not as noticeable, but there is one there.
You're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Alright.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little girly cells are really getting excited now.
Alright, so who was
Even
it?
if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Unless you flip it upside down. Hold on. Damn it, it's no use, I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Yeah. Huh? Rotate it. I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Alright.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. So,
Yeah.
whose name did she write?
Well, tiny dying message reveals the killer's real name. If you turn the message 180 degrees... Okay, I think I see it. Should become crystal clear. No. I see it, and I know exactly who it is. You.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N.
Leon.
L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
There you go. Implicated in the
What the
murder.
hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence.
No.
It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
Yeah, you don't have really enough of a
No,
defense anymore.
it's not random at all.
Alright.
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
Yeah, but we do have some evidence now. So let's see if we
You're
can pin
not
it on
the
you.
killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
Yep. The evidence that Leo tried to get... We know exactly what it is. There's a start... It's the thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right? Yeah, we know there's a sleeve. Alright.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them.
You have to hide the
To
evidence.
dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But and then we also know where this line of logic is going, in that in that we know that the little scrying bauble went missing as well in the laundry room at some point, and well, obviously, wouldn't you try to wash off the blood if you had gotten caught in the act? So obviously, whoever did that would have had to have gone to the laundry room, and then would have found the bauble, and then used that to set off the incinerator. Because that's the only other thing that makes sense.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked.
Yeah, we now have evidence.
Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
There's a couple of evidence
Yeah,
pieces.
I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
And I'm interested to see what those points
Are
are.
you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got
think
we got
so.
evidence. The part remains a button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. Where it was disposed of? For sure it was disposed of. If we focus on that, the killer will become clear. Where it was destroyed? You're talking about the trash room incinerator, right? How the fuck's that supposed to make anything clear?
Shoot!
Alright. Ooh. Okay. How was disposed of? Alright.
If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either.
Yeah.
You'd need the key to get in. And the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty.
Okay, so now we've gone to blaming Hifumi for it.
So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
Uh-oh. Yep, he's real that figured it out. No, that's wrong. There's another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. That's exactly what proves Leon's the real killer. Alright, time to get the last piece of evidence. Making my argument. Shattered crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to...
No, you wouldn't have. Now we got a lead.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Yeah.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
Yeah, it's busted to
But
shit.
how would you use it?
Killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way. Throw it!
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
And the only person who could have done that was Leon, since he used to be an athlete.
Through a gap in the gate?
Remember
Yeah,
what you
there's
said
pretty sizable
before,
gaps.
Hifumi?
Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. The incinerator was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going,
Yeah, we're on the
all
right
they
track.
had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
But obviously
Wait,
that didn't
no,
happen.
Just hold on.
Yeah, and he has no way to back up his claims
The
now.
distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
But he is the ultimate baseball star.
The accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
Yes!
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
It wouldn't have been much of a challenge for all because the killer is ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you
Yep.
have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
Exactly.
You can't be serious.
Yeah, it's unraveling a little bit for you, isn't it? seems like you're pretty. There's a pretty good evidence to the
Goddamn
contrary,
shipper
dude.
brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
And then,
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon, but all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
okay. Closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to... I would like to hear more about this closing argument. Every case is one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phrase, you give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events from the case... the form... Okay. However, you notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at the missing section and press the A button, holy cow, you get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have... Okay, so it's literally just we're making a comic. Okay, so... No, this would have been here. Oh no, we've got this wrong. This is here. Now this has to be... okay, and then this... Okay, now we've got the evidence. I think we've got this in the right order. Oh, we got more evidence. Okay, okay, so I've definitely flipped these. Okay. Except... we know this has to go here, because obviously they need the tool to get in. But, and then we know... No, because... that has to go there. No. Let's see. Hold on. There's something missing here. Because this had to have happened before now. Okay, am I reading this right? This has to be it. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Well, I think I got most of it, but I'm not entirely 100% on if I got it right. So.
What happened. I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
Alright.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room.
I think I
From
flipped
what
two
we
of them.
can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
Alright, well. Okay. Alright, so I did flip it. I need to... That one's wrong.
Killer is you!
Alright. Alright, I'm laying this out wrong. Okay.
Here's exactly what happened.
That should do it. No! Okay.
But then
Now we're on
something
track.
happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the big
Self-defense.
sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing.
Alright, alright. I know what I'm doing wrong. I know what I did wrong. We need to find the... Of course, this message couldn't... Okay, this is happening out of sequence. Right? I think everything else is correct. So it's a matter of placing Sayaka's thing in the right spot, right? So
the killer is you!
Alright.
herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom.
Alright. Okay, but now we're in this everything shaven.
But couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that.
Alright. Oh, we're only got one chance to do this. So, I wasn't paying attention. Okay. That has to be it. I only got one chance at this, so I gotta be careful. I think everything else is correct, so... It should just be a matter of...
Here's exactly what happened. Finding herself cornered, the killer went out. What they didn't, Sayaka.
Alright.
So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife.
Alright, now we're back on track.
And stabbed Sayaka.
And that's when she wrote the message.
But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone.
Okay, so now we're on the right track.
With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence.
Yeah, he had to make sure nobody knew he was there.
First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure
we're
they
in the
got
right
rid of
place.
any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator.
I think we're in a good place now.
So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch.
I think we're good
For any
now.
normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life.
Alright.
Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But
Unaware
there
that the
was
sleeve
one
had survived the
thing
fire.
they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
Nice. Yeah.
Isn't that right, Leon?
Yeah, there's nothing to refute it.
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
Yeah, he would have had to have gone to the laundry room.
Do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence? Your first bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to Alright, sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When that happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We'd like to refer to this as bullet time battle, aka the battle between bullet time. Okay. During the bullet time battle, you want to destroy your opponent's statements in time with a rhythm. Okay, so we're gonna play a rhythm game. Match your button presses with each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Alright. Press A button to lock on an opponent's statement. Destroy your statement you've locked with the X button and the tempo marker reaches the center. Use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. When this tempo change shows the timer for each button. So watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and the weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you can press the X button to shoot down with a truth bullet like any other statement. Defeat their statement fast enough and you'll come out victorious. Just like before, your influence gauge will reach 0 or you run out of time, you fail. With that, good luck and have fun. But I am out of health.
When the
so how's this gonna work?
The screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
They use something in their own to remove the screws.
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, stupid,
okay.
Stupid, 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 stupid.
Okay. Alright. I have to show indisputable evidence that Leon is the killer. I need to figure it out. Figure it out. Alright. Time to play the bullet time, I guess. The moment of truth.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Shut up.
And I've lost it. And nobody believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Oh, we have already come to the end of the debate? Well, then the crash trial is officially adjourned. Now it's time to reveal who's blackened. Oh, no, we failed. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It appears that the one with the most votes is Makoto. However, Makoto is not the blackened. Too bad. Looks like the real killer gets to graduate. Congratulations to them. On the other hand, everybody else must now be punished. And we screwed up. Is this really it? Is it all first? Yep. What do you say? Want to give it another shot?
I refuse to give up yet.
Okay. We got our first win back. The first bullet time. Okay, we know what we're doing.
Instead, they.
Okay, so let's try this again. We got one last opportunity to do this. Okay, so how do I do this?
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Shut up. You kidding me? Not a chance. You lied.
Alright.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Shut up.
Alright, I failed this again. Alright, I'm not playing this right.
Is this...
Alright. Hold on. Okay. Alright, I had to go to work, but I'm back now. So, yeah, let's... I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing with this next section.
I refuse to give up yet.
Clearly, I can just keep postponing the trial inevitably. Yeah, I wanna really reread the instructions because I have no idea what I'm doing. How do I destroy things in time with the rhythm? Measure button presses each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Was I just not reading it right? Okay, so A button. Okay, so I gotta press A and then X in that order. Okay, that's what I was missing. And then I already know what tempo up and tempo down is. Alright, so I gotta beat... So in order to do this...
The killer removed the screws from the doorknob. Instead...
We already know all this.
I refuse to acknowledge you. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Okay. So I need to press A and then X in time with the rhythm.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied! Shut up!
Alright.
You kidding me?
Alright, I know what I'm doing now.
You lied! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied!
Okay, file strike.
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Alright, now we know, now we got it. Break.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
Okay, yeah, but according to everybody, none of their toolkits were opened, which makes me wonder what happened to his toolkit.
The toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Yeah.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
It would have to have been Leon's.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
He doesn't have any argument.
Would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
Aha.
And let me say this right now.
He is stuck.
I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid.
And that's it. That's the end of poor Leon.
So, you have no rebuttal?
No. Other than saying stupid, he has nothing.
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Yeah, and now let's see what's gonna happen to him. Results? Hey! Okay. Yeah, I didn't do very well at the end there. So that's about what I expected. Alright, well, in any case, that's the final results for the court results. Ooh! I got coins! And now what are you gonna say?
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes?
I think so.
You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all,
What do you
make
got?
triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
Okay.
Okay, then let's get excited!
I don't think this is the right thing to be getting excited about, but okay.
Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Well, the obvious choice is Leon. Yep. That was obvious. Uh-oh. Looks like you got it right on the money. The blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kawada. Yeah, you got caught. And now something... I can only imagine something bad is going to happen to him.
Huh?
He's doesn't entirely sure what's going on.
Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. What the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
You always have a choice. It was kill or be killed.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. There was a complete chance that I wound up like this. No, because Sayaka was the one who put you in this position. She tried to kill you to get in order to escape, I'm assuming. That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only reason. Because we know her idol group, something happened to her idol group. So, obviously her idol group was like a second family to her, so obviously she would have wanted to have gotten out by any means necessary. So, of course, trying to get someone killed, obviously, trying to kill someone in order to become blackened and not get caught, obviously kind of a solid plan, except it backfired on her and she wound up being killed instead. But, yeah. I can kind of understand Sayaka's motives, thinking about logically getting it out a little bit. Doesn't mean I excuse them, but I can understand where she's coming from.
I was just... unlucky. That's all.
No.
Hey! Come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with was really the truth, then that truth is that Psycho was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind... It's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. I can't afford to be stuck here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said,
no matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
That's okay, now I get it. She was trying to manipulate me. She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. That is sad. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy, howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she's descended into pure madness. What did you say?
Phew.
I understand. Really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But...
That's enough.
As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good whopping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did. Fair enough, I did forget to momentarily forget that was a regulation. But to be fair, you are pissing people off, so you kind of deserve it. Just a little bit.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the crash trial, the blackened Leon Kawada will receive his punishment.
Punishment?
Yeah, you're gonna be executed. That's not a problem, is it?
You mean execution?
Yes.
Wait a second.
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense. And murder's murder, man. There's not many of us in here.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing. But you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So that's...
No, that's not... Stop it! I've had enough of this. Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? We killed your precious Sayaka, do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him. Swa? If it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you wake into your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened with... Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more importantly...
Thrills, chills, kills!
Let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for, the punishments. Yeah, I've seen the I know the executions are like the most iconic part of the series, so I'm interested to see what Leon's is gonna look like.
I'm begging you, please, don't do this.
You kinda don't have a choice, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, come on now.
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
Stop, please.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon Kawada, the ultimate baseball star.
No, 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 no.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Okay.
No!
And here we go. Leon has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. What's going to happen to him? Uh-oh. What is happening? Oh. Oh. Punishment that fits the crime, I guess. Is he gonna be used for batting practice? Yep. This is about what I expected. Alright. Yeah. He's gonna be better than death with baseballs. Poor dude. Ugh. Jeez. That's a brutal way to go, man. Alright, what we saw... That was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else can we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on? I can't take this anymore. I can't take this anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? Yeah, don't murder somebody. That's basically what happened. Don't murder somebody, or you will get something that will happen exactly like Leon. Presumably something that'll be related to what actually happened to Leon. Basically, now I'm interested in what Makoto's would look like, because he's the ultimate lucky student, right? What would they do to him? Actually, I'm curious what anybody else would be like, but it's interesting. I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it. All you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. For that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that. Alright. Creepy bastard.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you. Why the fuck are you doing this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm sort of dark, awful secret society type of guy. Well, I mean, you do have a creepy-ass face.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type bear. Well, I mean, you do have a creepy-ass face and a bit of a sadistic side. I mean, I can't exactly say you're not enjoying this. So why are you putting up an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't like what you're saying, and I'm saying quite a fit together. You piece of shit. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened? Happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course we can't cut free of the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of the school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden there. Probably. I mean, Monokuma has been a very weird bastard, but I get the feeling there is something deeper going on. There's obviously something deeper going on, considering somebody built a giant-ass courtroom in the basement of Hope's Peak when there's no practical reason to. Obviously something weird is going on here. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for, after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I'd got to say. I need to save some fun for later. And off he goes. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. And I'm assuming that is the end of Chapter 1, right? Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. That has to be the end of Chapter 1, because they just bookended it with a child. That has to be the end. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one ever even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? Sure, I guess. She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. What about? Well, I mean, it's about Sayaka, isn't it? Probably, yeah. I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure. We can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her. Doubtful.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone, or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Yeah, she didn't... I kind of can see where your little train of logic is going, Kyoko. I can kind of understand where that's going. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths. That's... I could never do that. And yet, you kind of have to. No. I'm going to carry them with me the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed a small smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. Mm-hmm. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well... I'm psychic. Perfect way to bookmark end that.
What?
Huh? Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Ah, that he picked up her trick. That's cute and a little bit sad. He picked up her trick. Yep, that's the end of chapter 1. Alright, surviving students. We're down to 12. To be continued. Okay. Well. I got a despair bat. That's a terrible present to be getting. Why did I get that? Oh, thank you for that, Monokuma. Oh, why did I get it? Why did I get a despair bat? I don't feel very good about this now. This was most likely the bat that was used to kill, that was used during Leon's batting practice execution. Well, okay then. I guess that's gonna... Yeah, we're gonna leave the episode here then. So, that's how chapter 1 ends. So, we are now down to 12 people. So Sayaka tried to kill Leon. Leon intervened and then also very deliberately killed her. Because he thought it was like a kill or be killed situation. Even though he literally could have just said, he could have just been like, hey, Sayaka's trying to murder me, and then that probably would have solved the problem. But no, he very deliberately tried to kill her. And then obviously there's Junko, who was killed for messing with Monokuma, and I'm interested I don't know. We're down to 12 people, but the story is getting interesting a little bit. So what we're finding out is that Sayaka wasn't as pure a person as we thought she was, and she wanted to get out more than anybody else. And I mean, that makes sense given her backgrounds. She did wind up betraying me, which is kind of unfortunate. She wound up betraying Makoto just a little bit, but I don't know. Given that she was in a bit of a desperate situation, I kind of don't blame her. She thought, as far as she knows, her group mates are dead. We don't really know what's going on with the outside world right now. The only two things we've seen are Makoto's and Sayaka's tapes, and obviously both of them are having interesting things where Makoto's family has somewhat disappeared and their house is in ruins, and then obviously there's the thing with Sayaka's thing, but I don't know. I'm interested to see where that line of thinking is actually going to go. But for right now, I am kind of interested to see what the actual mystery is going on here, since obviously there seems to be something deeper going on. Case in point, as I kept pointing out in this episode, the giant-ass courtroom in the basement of the school that's not supposed to be there, with many execution rooms that are also not supposed to be there. Yeah. I don't know what else I can say about that, so I think I'm just going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter in the description below. Be sure to check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month. It does really help me out. And you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks. I'm always saying thanks. So be sure to check those out. Link is down in the description. And finally, if you want to see more content from me, then be sure to check out the videos linked in the end screen. This video is the most recent one. It may or may not be this one. Whereas the Bob video is a video recommended to you based on what you've already seen from me. So if you want to try something new or see more of what you like, then be sure to check both those videos out. Also, we are actually going to be streaming Pokemon Legends Arceus coming up. So be sure to go check out my Twitch down in the description below as well if you want to see that. And also maybe help support me financially over there. I've got a couple of different things that I'm setting up. I'm slowly but surely working out some of the systems with Switch. So if you want to see those, again, just check them out. Link is down in the description. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!